The Reservation Bachao Sangharsh Samiti called for a Bharat Bandh, which is also known as nationwide shutdown today, to protest against the Supreme Court's ruling which endorses the creation of sub-quotas within reserved categories. The court ruled on August 1 that states could prioritize the most in need with the SC and ST categories. The National Confederation of Dalit and Adivasi Organizations has outlined a series of demands, including justice and equity for scheduled caste, scheduled tribes, and other backward classes. Here are all the answers to your questions in mind. Quota within quota refers to the subdivision of existing reservation quotas to provide more targeted benefits to specific subgroups within a broader category. This ensures that benefits reach the most marginalized groups within these categories who relatively better off subgroups might otherwise overshadow. On August 1, the Supreme Court of India upheld the right of state governments to create sub-quotas within reserved categories such as SCs and OBCs. The ruling gives states the flexibility to allocate a portion of the reserved quota to specific subcaste within the category, provided empirical data supporting the need for such subdivision. In the year 1975, the Congress government in Punjab, led by Gyani Jail Singh, decided to allocate half of the seats reserved for scheduled caste to Mazhabi Sikhs and Valmiki communities. This continued until 2006 when the Punjab and Haryana High Court halted it. In response, a significant movement in Punjab led to the enactment of the Punjab Scheduled Castes Act 2006 by the Congress government under Amrinder Singh. In 2010, Devinder Singh from the Chamar Mahasabha challenged the 50% quota allocation and the High Court stayed Section 4(5) of the law. The Punjab government then took the case to the Supreme Court and it progressed to a 7-judge bench, with hearings starting in Feb 2024. And on August 1, the Supreme Court ruled that states have the freedom to create sub-quotas. The court also reviewed the status of caste benefiting from such quotas. The Bharat Bandh today was primarily organized by groups opposed to the concept of the creamy layer within the OBC category and the demand for its implementation in SC and ST reservations. There was also opposition to the Supreme Court's August 1 ruling, as some communities feared that quota within quota would lead to fragmentation and reduce their share of reservation benefits. The key demands of these groups include the rejection of creamy layer for SC/ST reservations, maintaining the current reservation system without further sub-categorization, and ensuring that the most marginalized communities with SC/ST categories continue to receive benefits. These communities argue that they have been advocating for this for a long time and have fought legal battles. They believe that representation proportional to the population is their right. They also expressed frustration that they were not consulted before the call for the Bharat Bandh. The creamy layer refers to the relatively wealthier and more educated sections within a reserved category, particularly the OBCs, who are excluded from the reservation benefits. It involves setting a specific quota for underrepresented caste within a category. For example, within the 16% scheduled caste reservation, 4% might be allocated to disadvantaged SC caste like Nayak, Mochi, Valmiki, Dhobi, Balai, Chandal, Nat, etc. The creation of sub-quotas within reserved categories must be based on empirical data that demonstrates a relative backwardness or underrepresentation of certain subcaste within the broader category. One prominent example is the categorization of OBCs into creamy layer and non-creamy layer, with reservations primarily benefiting the latter. Additionally, within the scheduled caste category in states like Tamil Nadu, there is a special sub-quota for Arundathayars who are considered more marginalized within the scheduled caste community. The Supreme Court justified its ruling by pointing out that the need for states to address disparities within reserved categories. The court emphasized that reservation policies should evolve to reflect the changing socio-economic realities within these communities. States like Haryana have already initiated steps to implement sub-quotas within the reservation, allocating specific percentages to underrepresented castes based on detailed surveys. No unfilled seats with the sub-quota will be converted back to the SC category and filled by other SC caste. According to the Supreme Court, only those castes identified as disadvantaged scheduled caste based on survey data can be included in these sub-quotas. The Supreme Court recently halted the Karnataka government's decision to allocate a separate quota to some castes without sufficient data. The future of quota within quota is likely to involve more nuanced and data-driven approaches to ensure that all deserving communities within reserved categories receive their due share of opportunities. Thanks for watching.